Okay, good day everyone. If you're looking at this video, I am so happy and grateful that you are looking at the content, looking at the information here, and the information here is all about improving the primary school experience and ensuring that students get the best online education as possible. This is to reinforce all that they learn in school and to help them perfect what they learn so they can become successful in the SC examinations or any examinations at the primary school level. And before I continue, let me say, first of all, a word of encouragement. Commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. So this is another episode, another edition of Language Arts Masterclass, Fountains of Life. And today, this Language Arts Masterclass is an extension of Primary School Masterclass, where we also have Mathematics Masterclass as well as Creative Writing Masterclass. And today is a special day because today is a read with me. It's a read with me episode where students can read along, they can look on at the different words, the different pieces of comprehension, articles, newspapers, journals, all these different sources of information, and it allows them to learn more about the English language, how it is used. It helps them to improve their vocabulary and just makes them simply a better reader and in the future a better writer. So let's get into this read with me, and it's an exciting episode because we're going to look at an article written by Loop TT or Loop Caribbean, and it is entitled Meet Aliane Challenger, Antigua's top performing grade 6 student. So we have a picture of Aliane there. Okay, and this article was written very recently. It was written on the 4th of July, and we are going to look at the article, go to the website, and read the article online. Okay, so before we do that, let us look at the aim of today's Read With Me episode. The first aim would be to expand our vocabulary. Reading expands our vocabulary. We're going to meet some new words. Number 2, it improves our language. It improves our language. Number 3, it relieves stress. When you want something to relieve stress or take your mind off something, reading can be very beneficial. It can be very relaxing. And number 4, learn something new. So we're going to learn about Miss Challenger and how her experience with the exams worked out. Okay, we're gonna see how she was able to conquer those exams. So without further ado, let's go to the article. So again, this is our article. Today is Friday, July 9th, and this article was written by Miss Latrishka Thomas on July 4th, 2021. Okay, so let's go, guys. So we have here top student in the Antigua and Barbuda grade 6 national assessment, Aliane Challenger. So let's go. The last 2 years have been particularly challenging for students across the region as they transitioned from face to face to electronic learning. The world of academia changed dramatically, and while the sudden shift was difficult for many youngsters, one girl embraced the challenge and has become the top student in the grade 6 national assessment in Antigua and Barbuda. 11-year-old Aliane Challenger found out on Friday that she outperformed 1,445 other students in the June 9th and 10th 6th grade exams conducted on the Twin Island. She told Loop Caribbean that she was on a field trip as part of a vacation Bible school church program when one of her teachers screamed on the bus. Open inverted commas. All of us were curious, and she told me, Aliane, you did it. You came first. And I thought I came first in my school. But then she told me that I came first in the island. Close inverted commas, she shared. Open inverted commas, I was surprised and really shocked, and I was in disbelief. I didn't believe that I accomplished it. Close inverted commas. We have a picture here with the family, her mom, her dad, and her little brother. The caption says, Aliane Challenger with her mother, Anelia Challenger, father, Oran Challenger, and brother, Alan Challenger. Continuing this article, Aliane proved that she could overcome any obstacle. She moved to Antigua from Dominica in 2017 after Hurricane Maria battered the island. Her father, Oran Challenger, who is from Antigua, explained that his wife, Anelia Challenger, is Dominican and, open quote, as a pilot, we bounced around a lot between islands, and she was in school in Dominica. After Hurricane Maria, we brought her back up to Antigua. Close inverted commas. End quote. Oran continued explaining that it was, open quote, it was challenging because Maria hit, that's the hurricane, hit in September, and we didn't get her out until maybe October. She had a lot of catching up to do, so her mom and she would sit down and do a little bit every night. End quote. Then, in 2020, when the COVID-19 pandemic struck the education system, Aliane had to jump over another hurdle. Open quote, there was an initial shock of transitioning from the classroom to doing everything online. But Aliane is a quick learner, so she took to it very quickly. She actually went and installed Zoom and put them on all the computers. So In no time, she was doing everything on Google Classroom. End quote. The proud father said. Open quote. She is very tech savvy. There were times where we were trying to figure things out on the computer, and I thought I was good with the computer, and I got stumped, and I called her, and in a few seconds, she said, "Oh, Daddy, here's what you need to do." Close quote, end quote. He added, Aliane, a Grace Christian Academy student, scored a total of 378 from 4 disciplines: social studies, science, language arts, and mathematics. She said that of the four, either social studies or language put up the biggest fight. But the Lightfoot residents' study technique was foolproof. She said, open quote, every day I would study with my mother and we would choose a topic and we would accomplish for a week or 2 weeks. Then I would review it, and once I'm done, she would give me some questions. Aliane went on to encourage other aspiring scholars to do the same, saying, open quote, I want them to make sure they study, but don't overwhelm yourself. Relax and pray to God about it. Close quote. The God-fearing young girl said that when she wasn't studying, she played video games and practiced graphic design and photography. Open quote, I enjoy playing instruments like the violin and piano. Close quote, she added. Oran and Anelia, who as also the parents of 6-year-old Aliane Challenger, are still mulling over which high school to send their open quote amazing, fun-loving, adventurous close quote daughter to. They said that their foremost desire is for her to open quote continue to develop and keep that foundation going. Close quote. Aliane disclosed that while there are many things that she finds interesting, open quote, I don't feel like I know what I want to be at. Close quote. Congratulations, Aliane. Best of luck in your future endeavors. And that brings us to the end of this article. Okay, so it is very, very good to read articles. You learn a lot and it expands your vocabulary. Okay, so let's look at the vocabulary found in that article. Now you can go back in the recording and pause and look at the different words and see how those different words were used. So these are some words that were found in that article. One word would be particularly. This would be an adverb. Particularly means to give special attention to a point. Okay? It can also mean specially. So special attention is made to a certain thing, a specific thing. An example of this, well, using particularly in a sentence would be, I love mangoes, particularly Julie mangoes. Another word found in this article is region. Region here is a noun. Region means an area, especially part of a country or the world. An example of this in a sentence would be, our Caribbean region is filled with breathtaking beauty. So guys, we saw a little alliteration there. Breathtaking beauty, B and B. Okay, look out for the other videos using literary devices, explaining literary devices. So this is just an example of such. So we see here region being used as a noun. Transition. Transition is a noun. Okay? It can also be used as a verb. Okay? Right? So we saw in the article that Aliane transitioned from one location to another location. She changed, she moved. She also transitioned from having face-to-face classes to online learning. So she transitioned through the different types of education. Okay? So that's it as a verb. We can also use it as a noun in this example. And transition means the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. So for example, the transition from standard 4 to standard 5 was challenging, but I overcame it. Okay? Let's look at this other word, academia. Academia. The meaning of academia is the environment or community of research and education. Okay? An example of this used in a sentence would be, Dr. Rajini Harak Singh loves the world of academia. Okay? So Dr. Rajini Harak Singh is a lecturer at the University of the West Indies, specializing in many disciplines. Last time I spoke with her, she was specializing in the area of genetics. Okay, so you can research her and read more about her. She is an excellent example of someone who works and excels in the world of academia. Embrace. Embrace. So embrace can be used as a verb and a noun. Now, in the article, embrace was used as a verb. Okay? So, to embrace means to hold closely in one's arms. Some people would say like a hug up, a tight, tight hug. It can also mean to strongly accept something. So, embrace used in a sentence would be, the woman embraced the officers after they rescued her from the flood waters. Okay, so you can imagine that imagery. She was rescued, so she was very, very happy, and she basically hugged the officers who saved her, who rescued her. She embraced them. Another vocabulary word, curious. Curious. Curious is an adjective. Curious means to be eager to know or learn something. An example of that in a sentence would be, Jane Goodall was surrounded by curious chimpanzees. Jane Goodall was a primatologist. Well, she is a primatologist, and she did amazing research studying chimpanzees in the wild. Okay, great. So guys, do you see any more words that were new to you? You can use a dictionary to find the meaning. Be sure to practice writing a few sentences before using them in your stories. And with respect to language, in this article, we saw capitalization, we saw punctuation, and we saw direct speech being used. That would be the inverted commas, open quote, end quote, open inverted commas, close inverted commas. Okay, and remember that reading correctly allows us to clearly understand the information. So it is very important to know how to read correctly. And that is what this read with me is all about. So this definitely was an exciting and inspiring story. Okay, an inspiring story. So the question for you would be to revise the use of the exclamation mark. Revise the use of the exclamation mark. Read the article again. Choose more places where you would write an exclamation mark to add even more excitement to the article. Okay, so you can pause the video and look at different sentences and see where you can put in an exclamation mark to make the story even more exciting. Okay, so coming to the end of this video, remember again, commit thy way unto the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. So this has been a very short read with me, an extension of, well, Language Arts Masterclass. This is an extension of Primary School Masterclass. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can feel free to message me, call me, WhatsApp me. The page is on Facebook, it's also on Instagram, and it is actually also on TikTok. Okay, email address is listed here as well. And if you are one of the students enrolled in the academy, this video will be made available to you in the private Google Classroom as well as the other supporting videos in the Language Arts Masterclass. Okay, so I hope that this was an interesting video, an inspiring story, and we can learn a lot from the young girl as she overcame all the obstacles, and she still overcame all those obstacles, and she was victorious. Have a blessed day and see you soon.